Alola everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of the Pokedex guide. In this guide, we look at all the Pokemon in the Alola region and where to find them. In this episode, we'll be looking at all the Pokemon located in Route 2 in the game. So without further ado, let's get right into this. So starting off, as we enter Route 2, we end up seeing Meowth, which we saw previously in Route 1, and it has a 30% chance of showing up. Next, we have an important Pokemon, Abra, which has a 20% chance of showing up. Now, Abra, I think, is really important because of its ability Synchronize, which basically copies the nature it has onto the Pokemon that you encounter in the wild. This can be really useful when you are encountering legendaries and other Pokemon that you want to match with the right nature. So I suggest catching a few Abras or bringing them down when you get that opportunity later on. Then we have our annoying rodents of the Alola region, Rattata and Yungoos, but thankfully they are down to a 10% appearance rate over here. Next up, we have Drowsy with a 20% chance appearance rate, which is our psychic Pokemon, which is good because it can learn Hypnosis, can put the Pokemon to sleep. And then we have Smeargle, which I also think is a very important Pokemon, bringing on your journey with you because it can learn the move, learn various moves actually with its move Sketch. It can learn False Swipe, it can learn Spore, and other things that you need on your journey to hunt down other Pokemon. Moving on, we have Makuhita showing up in these two locations, but you're going to have to fight through the 70% chance appearance rate of Yungoos and Rattata showing up at their respective times. But this is one of the first fighting Pokemon that you do encounter in the game, so that's something to keep in mind. But we're going to see a choice between some fighting types early on in this route as well. So moving on, we have the further up part of the map. Now, over here we have Sparrow, which is going to be really important later on in the next slide, but Sparrow has a 40% chance, and it's probably one of the annoying birds, I think, of this route. We have the amazing Growlithe. It's so cool that we can actually get Growlithe in this game. He has a 20% chance of showing up. The rodents show up again, but luckily Rattata and Yungoos are down to 10% appearance rate. We have Cutiefly, one of the 7th generation Pokemon, to show up also, and has a 20% appearance rate. And then Smeargle shows up again, but it's lowered this time in its appearance rate because we encountered it early on in the previous grass patch. So next up on the list, we have two other fighting types Pokemon that you can get. You have Brawler that you can get from interacting with the berry tree, and it pops out to attack you, so that's how you're going to get him on this route. Now you can also get a Machop from the Route 2 Pokemon Center by just trading your Sparrow that you caught on Route 2. So it's pretty easy. So you can decide whether you want a Brawler, Machop, or Makuhita as your fighting type. But personally, I'd say stick with the 7th generation Pokemon, as we've never really got to play with it before. And yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for this route. These are all the Pokemon. You get a nice choice between the fighting types as well as the Growlithe. I think that's one of the most amazing things that stands out, and important Pokemon like Abra and Smeargle that can be useful in your Pokemon hunting. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. I'm happy to bring you guys this stuff, and I'll be making more episodes in regards to this, so stay tuned. Hit that little bell so you can be notified when it drops. My name is PhillyBeatzU, and I'm out.